Hello everybody, H.M.S. Today I have you a new video with the H.M.S. Ark Royal 91. Yeah, just a short, gameplay, history stuff, all the good stuff, and we can begin. So, history first. H.M.S. Ark Royal 91 was created during the Second World War. Designed in 1934 to fit the restriction of the Washington Naval Treaty, Ark Royal was built by Camel Laird Air at Birkenhead, England, and completed in November 1938. Her design differed from previous aircraft carriers. Ark Royal was the first ship on which the hangars and flight deck were an integral part of the hull, instead of an add-on or part of the superstructure. Designed to carry a large number of aircraft, she had two hangar decks levels. She was used during a period that first saw the extensive use of naval air power. Severe aircraft carrier tactics were developed and refined aboard Ark Royal. So the thing is with Ark Royal here, you can see the steam catapults here at the front move here. Yeah, Ark Royal here. Yeah. You can call Ark Royal the mother of modern carriers, because basically everything what's new nowadays was tested on this ship. Basically, mostly. Many things. Let's get on with many things. Yeah, that's basically the fact that this here are still swordfish is a little bit confusing for a few, because swordfish and here steam catapults, yeah, well, you don't need really steam catapults for swordfish, but okay. It's for the later planes that Ark Royal had. Ark Royal operated in some of the most active naval theaters of the Second World War. She was involved in the first aerial U-boat kills of the war, Operation of Norway, the search of the German battleship Bismarck, and the Malta convoys. Ark Royal survived several near misses and gained a reputation as a lucky ship. She was torpedoed on 13 November 1931 by the German submarine U-81 and sunk the following day. One of her 1,488 crew members was killed. Her sinking was the subject of several injuries, with investigators keen to know how the carrier was lost in spite of efforts to save the ship and tow her to the naval base at Gibraltar. They found that several design flaws contributed to the loss, which were received in the British carriers. The thing is with Ark Royal here, and you just can see it, Ark Royal looks really fucking modern. Yeah, she does. But she had pretty much design flaws. Because you can build modern stuff, but in a wartime you not really have much time to test out if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Same thing to the hood. You can't really figure out if it's good or bad. So boom, it just makes boom, and afterwards you see, oh, yeah, was design flaw. Same thing to the Taiho. Taiho was a peak of her modern carrier design, because if you look at a modern carrier nowadays, every modern carrier is practically designed after Taiho. You see the superstructure on Taiho, you see the bridge on Taiho, you can see all the Neil on Taiho. Everything practically what Taiho was known for to be a modern carrier is practically the mother of modern carriers. Same here to Ark Royal. Ark Royal was a milestone in modern carrier design. So, but again, on milestones also you're gonna have design flaws, and you just can get them out in, if you get a lost ship or something. So yeah, that's happened to the Ark Royal. The wreck was discovered in December 2002 by an American underwater survey company using sonar mounted on an autonomous underwater vehicle, under contract from the BBC for the filming of a documentary about the ship, at a depth about 3,300 feet, that's around about 1,000 meters deep, and approximately 30 nautical miles, 56 kilometers, 45 miles from Gibraltar. So that's pretty much the whole history. And one thing I also kind of like to say is Ark Royal was together with a destroyer. I not have the name right now, but I think it was Jervis, if I'm correct. Had the cat, the cat from the Bismarck, the ship mascot. The Bismarck's ship mascot. When Bismarck sunk, the ship mascot, the cat Oscar, the small little kitty, was put on board Jervis. Oscar survived the sinking of Jervis. If I'm correct, you can correct me in the comments if I'm completely wrong, but I think it was Jervis. After Jervis sunk, Oscar again survived and was put on Ark Royal. Yeah, Ark Royal had then the mascot Oscar again, and Ark Royal sunk, and then Oscar again survived, and at very last she was not put on a ship again, and she just enjoyed retirement because the Navy thought, okay, this cat survived 3 sinking, let's just put him to rest. He did enough. Yeah, that's some small side note. I always like to say that this ship here had also the Bismarck ship cat Oscar on it. Yeah, so let's go into the stats from Ark Royal. So as the modifications, I have Fly Mod 1. I have also Luft Group Mod 2. And you also have this here. Again, I don't go into specific stats, I just say what I think. You have 5 hit points, torpedo damage reduction, doesn't care. The planes are mostly the thing you want. You have 2080 and 2300 hit points from each plane, the fairly swordfish. You have attack squadron of 3, each one. That's pretty unique in tier 3, besides Zerov, who attack with 5 or 6. I don't play Zerov, so I'm sorry. You have the torpedoes are pretty slow and they just go for 3 kilometers, so keep that in mind. But the HE bombs are pretty the nasty part. You have nearly a 30% fire chance. You have a practically bomb damage, 3,900 each bomb, and you drop 16 bombs. So that's a lot of damage. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. You have 8 times 2 130 millimeter secondaries. You have also 8 times 4 millimeter MK3s. You have also Vickers 6 times 8 40 millimeters, and you have also 130 millimeters of the secondaries, which also are dual purpose. Your maneuverability are 1 kilometer of turning radius and a rudder shift of 12.8. That's pretty much the only downside this ship has. That the ship itself is pretty unmaneuverable, but again, you're a fucking carrier. No one cares about your maneuverability. No one. Wargaming. Again, no one cares about the ship itself. No one. You're at the back of the map. No one cares if that ship has a 2 kilometer turning radius. No one. And your camo is... Your consumption is 12.5. 8.4 kilometers in normal. And 2 kilometers guaranteed behind an island or something. Your armor is pretty much non-existent. Again, you're a carrier. Your citadel, you have a stepped up citadel, so if you just get caught 1 time, it's pretty much a death strike. So never get caught broadside, never. Just never. If you get caught just once broadside, you're gone. You're just gone. Your deck is pretty much also 17 to 14 millimeter, if I'm completely correct here. This one, yeah. here. 19mm deck armor, so you don't have really an armored deck. It's not 100mm of the armored decks, you should know, so don't get cocked. Just because you have not a wooden deck doesn't mean you have an armored deck. Keep that in mind. And my commander of choice here is Dennis Boyd, because it's literally the only fucking carrier commander you have. Wargaming, again, a little bit more utility will be great. So more than just one carrier commander besides the event carriers like Azure Lane or some, you know, pretty much standard carrier carrier skilling. I don't know how it's called, sorry. And as inspiration I have a little bit better flag here and a little bit more AG damage to my bombs for, you know it by now, the British aircraft carriers are pretty much known for good HE bombs. I mean, good HE bombs. Arkrol is pretty much the first one of the British aircraft carriers who is really good. It's a little bit strong on tier 5, to be honest. It's really strong, but it's not overpowered in my mind. If you watch it, other carriers like Zerov, you know, or Vaser, who literally can death strike cruisers with the AP bombs and stuff, I think it's definitely one of the strongest carriers in tier 5 for its tier. But again, if you don't use your brain and stuff, you can have an overpowered carrier and the player base still not uses his full potential and just waste talent. So, but in experienced hands, this carrier is pretty much god mode, pretty much. So yeah, that's for the arc roll here. Thank you for watching as always. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. I'm close to 250s. So yeah, Nariko out. See you next time. Thank you for watching.
Autopilot aktiviert. Alle Kräfte, dieses Ziel decken. Gegnerische Streitkräfte entdeckt. Wir wurden entdeckt. Alle Stationen, Feuer auf das Ziel konzentrieren. Alle Kräfte, diesen Bereich erobern. Alle Stationen, Feuer auf das Ziel konzentrieren. Verbindlichen Dank. Gute Arbeit. Feuer auf gegnerisches Kriegsschiff konzentrieren. Alle Kräfte, dieses Ziel decken.
An alle, verteidigen Sie den Bereich. Ziel erreicht. Autopilot deaktiviert.
Alle Stationen, schützt das Ziel. Feuer auf festgelegtes Ziel konzentrieren.
Autopilot aktiviert.
Jäger in der Luft. Piloten entdeckt.
Gegnerisches Schlachtschiff gesunken.
Alle Kräfte, dieses Ziel decken. Gute Arbeit.
endet in 5 Minuten.
Feuer auf festgelegtes Ziel konzentrieren. Katapultjäger kehrt zum Schiff zurück.
Unser Team hat die Führung übernommen.